In terms of staying with the zone of fabulousness and the fact that we need each other to do that, there's a couple of strategies that are helpful. The first one is collective care and solidarity teams. Self-care is important. Self-care is so that you can actually manage yourself in a way that the client or the person that you're trying to serve gets to be at the center. But that's not going to keep you fabulous. That's not going to keep you in the zone of fabulousness. What we need to have is collective care. And that collective care means that when there's zone slippage, someone else is going to reach out and actually offer you a critique and help bring you back. That's part of collective care. But it's also doing things like honoring the work of other people, permissioning other people to be fluid and to stay with different ways of being fabulous. Solidarity teams, meaning solidarity teams come from figuring out who it is that's really shouldering you up in the work. Who are the people that really keep you alive and connected to your collective ethics, right? And how do you access those people across time? Who are they? They may be the people you work with, they may not be. Some of the people that helped me the most staying alive in this epidemic and these poisoning deaths are people who worked fighting death row with me, people who fought the death penalty with me, who really understand life and death and staying alive in a work that is this dark and hard. So, and what are the ideas and the practices and the people in terms of your relationship with culture and spirituality, belonging, the things that keep you connected, the things that keep you well, practices and people and music and experiences. That solidarity team is the thing that, solidarity is the thing that drew us to this work and to each other, because we hold an ethic for justice doing collectively, and it's the solidarity that's going to keep us in line with that across time. You cannot stay fabulous on your own.
Frontline Fight Club is a session that happens twice a week where frontline workers can come for free and box. I think things like Frontline Fight Club are important for frontline workers because we need to be really dynamic and agile about how we support people who are doing difficult work. Not one solution is going to be good for everyone, and for me, I really like sweating. While the zone of fabulousness might be where we endeavor to be, at the same time, like there's always going to be moments in a day where I'm detaching when I shouldn't detach, or when I'm meshing and I shouldn't mesh, but at the same time being aware of it. Like, say for instance, even today I work at a peer-run harm reduction center that's open 24 hours a day, so we're always trying to figure out, as a team, how to make sure that it provides the community what it needs. And for me, like, my struggle is continually that it's not about me or my ideas, it's actually about the community and the peers that I work for. So making sure that it's not me who's like making my voice big, but like making space for them, even though, yeah, that's a struggle, but at the same time, like that's where I use those tools a lot.
In terms of staying in the zone of fabulousness, the best resource we have is each other, right? We need each other to stay with fabulousness. So that solidarity team is a team of folks who are the people that shoulder you up in the work. Who are the people that keep you connected to your collective ethics, our collective ethics, right? Who are the folks when you get with zone slippage and you start to move out? Who are the people that are going to offer a critique and bring you back, right? And the people on your solidarity team may not be the people that you work with. It may be people who you've known through activism or who you've known through music or experiences in your life that help you stay connected and belonged and in a really good place. So that solidarity team is a group of folks that you need across the span of your life to stay with collective ethics and to stay in the zone of fabulousness. How does the frame of the zone of fabulousness, looking at enmeshment and disconnection as people get drawn in those kind of directions outside of connection, how's that frame useful for you in terms of solidarity or collective care?
Well, it makes me think of some of the things that you talk about around resisting the language of burnout, because that's often the language that people come in with. They're seeking me out, or they're seeking out conversation support because they are burned out, or somebody has told them that they are burned out. People don't know what to do with I'm burnt out, but they know what to do with I'm not at the spot I want to be with this work that I care so deeply about.
I feel very, very lucky because in this work I've been, for the most part, and I've worked in a number of different locations in the downtown east side and on the fringes of the downtown east side. But I've been surrounded by really people who I've felt very supported by. And so going through some really hard times where at the beginning of the fentanyl crisis, when one of the worst 2 nights that I've been through was where we had 17 overdoses in back-to-back shifts. And I could not have done it without the people that I had around me, and I leaned on those people. I think that just knowing that I'm talking to people who have the same ethics, are guided by the same, kind of love and strength and conviction, means that when I'm not feeling good, when I'm feeling wobbly, and I can't hold myself up, I know who to go to, and they've got me. And knowing myself, knowing where I sit, knowing my own values and ethics, knowing when I'm not able to conduct myself in line with my own ethics, and being able to be to tell people around me that that I'm not well right now. I don't trust myself right now.
Yeah.
And step back and say, can you step up? Like, that means a lot to me.
And that's so different than, that solidarity is so different than just support. You know, because support can tell you to phone EAP and go to grief counseling or something, right? But this is something like, we're all in this still. This isn't over, and this isn't ending. And we want you to be able to be of use across time. And you might need to step back right now and howl at the moon. And no one's going to judge you as a bad professional for that, right? We're going to hold you through that, right? Yeah.
But what's changed for me over the years is what Solidarity Team looks like. So I know at the beginning of the opioid epidemic, as a manager, I had about 50 staff and about 300 tenants, as well as, just kind of like the community.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't a person that was burning me out, it was something that was happening, which is the opioid epidemic. So, like my days were 18-hour days, 7 days a week, because I couldn't not be there. I wanted to make sure everyone was supported, whether it be the tenants, whether it be the staff, not taking a lot of time for myself. And what I realized, what I was missing from my Solidarity Team was actually the folks that we serve. So I took some time when I was feeling burnt out by everything, took some time to actually just hang out with folks, not in a crisis way and not in a solving way, but like made some dinners, went for coffee. And that's when I realized, that was one of my big learning things over the last couple of years, is my Solidarity Team were colleagues and close friends that I trusted. But I hadn't thought about adding to my Solidarity Team some of the clients that I've known for just as long, in ways of trusting. And it's actually how I changed my response to an opiate epidemic, was what is it like, what does the community need, what do they need? And that's when they're like, we need this, we need Narcan kits on each floor, we need staff supporting us, we need supervised injection, like all the stuff that we know we needed. It was something, just taking a moment to be with community helped me move away from being burnt out by the opiate epidemic, and has kept me in it, is connecting with community.
Yeah, that connection. And the idea that the folks that you serve can be on your Solidarity Team is pretty out there.
Yeah.
And of course it's true, right? Because I think the whole point of collective care and Solidarity Team is, what is at the heart of your work, what drew you to this work? Is that is what's going to keep you here. And you're here for people. So then when things get really hard, we get further and further away from the people that brought us here, which is what you're saying is love, right?
Yeah.